when I think of Attah and his commitment to community, equity, and inclusion, there's just this thread I've seen over the course of his life that he has always believed and invested in the possibility of people.
Born and raised in Nigeria, West Africa, came up here many moons ago to go to college. I was able to kind of look at what life was like as an immigrant versus what life was like as a US citizen. And I think for one, it made me appreciate more what it would be to actually be a citizen, and seeing the different restrictions that I had. It really started to kind of birth in me this idea of how to advocate for people.
He is the one that at certain times has asked, is it inclusive enough for this group? That is a particular skill that very few people have, and that's what I identify in Attah.
I worked in banking and finance for a while, and really working with small businesses, like I started to see how our minority-owned businesses, kind of like what the gap was between minority-owned businesses and our, white-owned businesses.
He builds trust by, one, doing what he says he's going to do. He is more about doing the work and collaborating rather than getting the medal.
Spring GR was an interesting time in my life, but it was very, very impactful, I would say. I reluctantly took on a role to be a business coach for the first pilot class. And I was like, all right, cool. So we didn't know what this was gonna look like. And so I was like, well, I'd like to sit in the classes so that I could see what the entrepreneurs are learning, so that I can see, one, how it's resonating with them. And then I would meet with them one-on-one outside of class to see how they were resonating with the material.
One of the things that Attah brings to any space that he's in is this ability to say, this is my strength, this is what I bring, and how can we, from a strength-based perspective, lock arms, link arms, and partner together to do something bigger together than we could do individually.
How do we give hope to these entrepreneurs to let them see that that the type of success our white-owned businesses were seeing is possible for them, but then also being able to speak into what are some of the barriers that are in place that limit that type of growth as well. We thought it was extremely important to collaborate, and I think in doing that, it gave the entrepreneurs that we served more information. It connected them to these organizations in some cases that they might not have gone to in the first place. And so I think we've seen a lot of businesses grow significantly because of that. So it becomes important to be able to pull organizations like the Literacy Center in, because it helps get that information out to people in ways that they can digest. So, I think for us, at the law firm, we have a mission of what we say is every day we wake up to create opportunities and change lives of the immigrants that we serve. And so this year we have set our sights on much, much higher goals. Not having language access can really affect somebody's progress. Everybody is only as good as the information that they receive or the people they're connected to. I come from a family where education was big for us. And so I think literacy is obviously paramount. It's how we communicate what we need. It's how we understand what is out there. So I think it's at the core. We all love to call Grand Rapids home. We all want our home to be, a great place to live and raise a family and start a business. But in order to make it that, we have to see the areas where we're deficient. I think at our core, I think anybody just wants to be able to love and be loved and provide for the people that they love. What is my part in using my voice to be able to kind of affect some sort of change?